What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome into another episode of Headbutt. This is episode 7, where we're going to discuss some WrestleMania 41 picks. As always, I'm Steven Cobb. That's RS, otherwise known as Remy. Since we last did our podcast, we went to SmackDown in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Was a terrible drive there, but the event itself was awesome. We got to see Chelsea Green pay homage to Cactus Jack that night with her flannel on, and
LA Knight.
LA Knight
Gets back the United States Championship
from Shinsuke Nakamura. And we've also seen, as well as all of you have seen, Elimination Chamber, maybe the biggest PLE of the year so far. Probably bigger than Royal Rumble based on what happened. We got to see Jade Cargill return, and everyone thought she was going to attack Liv, and who did she attack?
Naomi, which eventually led to it being revealed that it was Naomi that did it. One more thing.
Oh, the big reveal. The turn of the century.
The turn of the century. John Cena turns heel on Cody Rhodes.
Why, John? Why?
No, John Cena did nothing wrong. He was just punishing Cody for saying the F word in front of kids.
But we'll get into that because we'll be talking about the WrestleMania 41 predictions. And we're going to start with night 1. So let's get started with our first match. Gunther versus Jey Uso.
Whoa.
For the coveted
World Heavyweight Champion. My main man, Jey Uso, wins the World Heavyweight Championship.
He's kicking this off early with a major prediction. I do think this would be the first match on the card just because they have already said night 1's main event is CM Punk, Rollins, and Reigns. I think if you put this at the top of the show, I think Gunther retains.
Yep.
But I wouldn't be surprised if Jey Uso wins. But I will pick Gunther just for this. Jimmy will get involved in some way.
Yes.
I'm not sure how. But yeah, I still gotta stick with my man Gunther just because he lost last year at WrestleMania. I don't see him losing again at WrestleMania. Could be wrong. If Jay gets his flowers, it is what it is. I won't be mad. Next on the card, I think the second match is going to be Jade Cargill versus Naomi. This is probably the easiest match to predict on the whole card.
Yeah.
So let's just go ahead and say who is going to win this match.
Jade
Cargill. Moving on, we got the WWE. Is this the World Tag Team Championships? And what are the other ones called?
WWE.
Just okay.
Yeah, same thing with the world title.
So these are the pizza plate titles. New Day versus the War Raiders. I think this one's rather easy to call too. I just don't see the War Raiders winning. New Day has so much more heat with the fans and the fans respond to them more. So I think it would benefit New Day more if they had the titles. Yeah.
And the tag team.
Yes.
Division.
Is that who you're picking, New Day?
Yeah.
So we both pick the New Day. Next up, we got Rey Mysterio versus El Grande
Americano.
Now, from what I read, this is not a mask versus mask match,
Boo.
but it should be.
Yeah.
I feel like if Gable loses, he will be unmasked. Now, if you do not want him to unmask, if you want to keep this spiel going, he has to win this match.
Yeah. I feel like since it's not mask versus mask, and you very rudely...
It's blatantly written on his mask. American made. Let's go.
It's not Chad Gable.
No, that looks like Jason Jordan to me.
Yeah, that's Jason Jordan.
How cool would that be?
Yeah, that would be funny.
What if they pull a Bella Twin type deal where he's about to get pinned and he rolls out of the ring and Jason Jordan rolls in with a mask? Hey, they were former tag team champions, American Alpha. Who you got in this match?
I would say it's gonna be Ray.
You think Ray's gonna win?
No.
You pick who you want.
I psyched you out.
You
I
pick
psyched
who
you
you
out.
want.
I know, I psyched you out.
There's a guy named Chad Gable,
Mm-hmm.
and he's been putting on some banger matches on Raw. And this El Grande Americano guy resembles Chad Gable a lot. Whether we want to admit if it's him or not, he resembles him a lot, and he puts on some banger matches, just like Gable does. I got El Grande Americano winning this match by some kind of dirty tactic. You sticking with that? All right, we're even on that one. Now we move on to the WWE United States Championship match between LA Knight and Jacob Fatu.
I love you, Solo! Sorry, I had to get that out.
All right. All right, who you got in this match? Or do you want to take the wheel? You're just going right with Jacob?
Jacob.
I'm going to go opposite. I'm going to go LA Knight by way of Solo interrupting and screwing up Fatu.
I could see Jacob winning. Solo, finally, he boils over and attacks him during Celebration.
I wanted to ask you, Solo has never won a singles title in WWE? Now, NXT, yes.
He has.
North American,
NXT,
right?
Yeah.
Okay. Solo has yet to taste gold singles in WWE, so we could have a Fatu Solo United States Championship rivalry coming up. But that's going to boil over soon enough. Moving on, we have the WWE Women's Championship match. And who we got in this match? Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair.
All right, you know how everyone hates Jay versus Gunther feud? And how they've started to make it better and people like it now? They've done the opposite with Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. When Charlotte won the Rumble, people didn't like it that she won the Rumble, but they also liked it that they were getting Tiffany versus Charlotte. But now that they've started the feud, people hate it. So they started good and ended bad. With Gunther, Gunther versus Jay, they started bad and ended good.
I am opposite of that. Apparently, they went off script the other week on SmackDown, and that was enough to light my excitement for this match. And then just SmackDown this past Friday, Charlotte came out and attacked Tiffany pretty well. She handled her enough that Wade Barrett had to step in and say, hey, chill out, calm down. This is a tough one to pick, even though I've been a Flair fan for a while. You know what? I gotta take Flair. I gotta take Charlotte. Charlotte puts on 5-star matches at WrestleMania. She's always done so, and I think this is going to be the same thing.
If you have Tiffany lose here, she's not recovering.
So you're saying that if Tiffany loses this match, she's never going to get the title again?
She's just not going to recover, period. She's not going to get anything ever again.
I don't necessarily know if I agree with that, but I also think that she's not ready for the position that she's in. She has a good look. She has good wrestling ability, but her confidence level on the mic, you can really tell that she's kind of immature. And so is Charlotte in a way. We saw that with the off-script promo that they cut. They were let their emotions get the best of them, and it just felt juvenile.
Dude, I don't get why Charlotte said, "Oh, you can have the last word" in that promo, and then Tiffany got the last word, and then she rolled out of the ring like a coward, like she just rolled one in a roll up.
Yeah, and you shouldn't do that if you're the champ. The champ's not supposed to run away unless you're a heel.
And it was a promo.
Right.
Like when you won, I like to call it winning a promo when they hit your music and you got the last word. She said, "Oh, you can get the last word," and then she got the last word. She rolled out of the ring. They didn't hit her music for some reason, and then freaking Charlotte had to say, "Oh, is that why Ludwig's in my DM?" So she didn't even let her get the last word, and Charlotte's music didn't even hit. So I just hate that promo.
Yeah, it was baffling. So who do you got in this match?
I got Tiffany.
Okay. And now we move on to night one main event. We got CM Punk. We got Seth freaking Rollins, and we got Roman Reigns. And Paul Heyman, let's not forget. Paul Heyman's going to play a big role in this match, apparently, in the direction we've been going. I don't think Paul's going to walk in with CM Punk, apparently. Paul's not walking out with CM Punk.
No.
I don't think. What do you think about this match?
My boy, Seth freaking Rollins. walks out with a victory because of Paul Heyman.
You think Paul Heyman's going to leave with Rollins?
No, I don't think he's leaving with Rollins. I just think he says, "Oh, F all three of y'all. I'm going to Braun Breaker."
So you're taking Seth Rollins in this match. That's not a bad pick. I got Roman Reigns. And the reason I got Roman Reigns is I think Paul Heyman's going to end up with Roman Reigns. I don't think that's over yet. And besides that, Roman Reigns' status as when he was champ and had that long run, we haven't seen that Roman Reigns since.
No.
We're starting to see it. This is WrestleMania.
We're starting to see it again, though.
Yeah, a little bit, but I think this is his match. I think he wins. I think the hatred between Rollins and Punk is going to get in the way of this match, and Roman's going to take advantage of it. So let's move on to night 2 of WrestleMania. I think this match is going to open up the card. This match is nothing but fire. Why not start night 2 out with this? We got. Go ahead and tell me who we got in this match.
All right. I've been telling you this since like episode 4. Dirty Dominic Mysterio. I told you people that he was gonna get his moment, and you guys said, "Oh, he's not ready for it yet. He's not gonna get it yet." And then you guys started losing faith in him to win a championship. I never did. This is his moment. You had your chance to join the Dominic Mysterio train, and you lost it.
So you're picking Dom, I'm assuming.
Yes.
All right. I got none other than Dirty Dominic Mysterio.
Yes. Told you.
That match is going to be fire, though.
Yeah.
Then we got the Women's Tag Team Championship. Lyra Valkyria and Bayley against Liv and Raquel.
It's going to be Liv. And Raquel.
Yeah, I think this one's pretty easy as well. I think we're building tension between Bayley and Lyra. Maybe it boils over in this match. People can see it coming. I wouldn't be surprised if Bayley doesn't have the Intercontinental title by SummerSlam. Probably much sooner, but moving on. AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Do we have to call him the Maverick?
Yes, we do.
The Maverick Logan Paul, fine.
All right, so.
These graphics are pretty sweet.
Yeah, these are sick graphics. I like the ones with the cards.
Yeah,
Those are sick. I also like this one, how like on the top row it like kind of blends with the colors.
Yes.
I love it. Take everything I just said about Dominic Mysterio and add it to Logan Paul. Take away the part where I said I told you so, and add in something that said you guys don't like him, but he's gonna get what he wants.
Yeah, I got Logan Paul in this match. I think Karrion Kross makes an appearance. The fact that he doesn't, and we'll get to this, he doesn't have a match on the card, what a violation. Kross is so underrated. So we're both taking Paul on this one. All right, we got the Sin City Street Fight match between Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre. Now, Damian Priest has been called the Street King. Is that what they call him? Street King? So you would think that this would be his match to win. But I can't pick against my boy Drew McIntyre. I'm taking Drew.
WWE, you fumbled with Drew McIntyre, okay? No offense to Damian Priest on this. He's great. He's highly underrated.
Yeah, he's a botch legend. I'll stay out of this one. Continue.
No, like I said, no offense to Damian, but this is a downgrade for Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
He could have fought anyone.
That's the thing with Drew, though. Like, he can make chicken salad out of chicken. You give him whatever to work with, and Drew's going to make it good. You know, Drew's just that guy now. I would say maybe 10 years ago, it's a different story. 3-man band and all that. But yeah, Drew's on top of his game. And don't be surprised if Drew doesn't hold a championship by the end of the year.
Yeah, I won't be
surprised. So what are we going? We both going Drew?
Yeah.
How about this one? Randy Orton versus who? Who? Is it Nick Aldis?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
You think it's Nick Aldis?
If it's Aleister Black or Rusev, Randy can't lose, but neither can Aleister Black or Rusev. So the only thing I could see here, it's gonna be Nick Aldis.
I wouldn't be surprised. You know, Nick Aldis was a former NWA champion, and that's a legacy title. That title is, for people that don't know, is has been around for a long time. We're talking Harley Race held this title, as well as many others. But Nick Aldis is good in the ring, and we could get a decent match between Aldis and Orton. The Women's World Championship triple threat match between Rhea, Bianca, and Io Sky. How you feel about this one?
Oh, no. Take what I said about Dom, no changes, no nothing, and put it on to Io Sky.
I think so too. I went a couple different ways with this match, thinking about it, but I ended up with Io Sky just because of the rivalry that's starting to build between Bianca and Rhea. Again, we'll get in the way, and Io's going to take the. We saw it during the last contract signing. Like Bianca and Rhea couldn't help themselves, and Io was like, "All right, you want to push me out of the way? I'm champ," and hit him from behind. That's how she's going to capitalize, unless we see the return of Asuka, which would be great. So we're both going Io Sky. Now we got the undisputed WWE Championship match. The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. Bam, 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 bam.
Alright, there's a lot of things that are similar between like certain matches and another certain match, but take what I said about Tiffany and Charlotte, and like that about Tiffany, if she loses, she's not recovering, and put it on to John Cena. If he loses this, his heel turn would make no sense. They would have to pull like a Shawn Michaels when he turned heel to fight Hulk Hogan, and he turned right back to being a babyface. Because that makes no sense if he were to lose this.
Yeah, I think so too. The only way he would lose this if he was still a face, because then you're still going with the chase. It's like, all right, people are still behind him. But if you lose as a heel, people don't care.
Yeah,
so yeah, I got Cena as well. We both got Cena in this match by way of The Rock interfering. I think we see. You think we see some like Avengers style from last year? No. Maybe a Stone Cold come out?
No, because this has no like stipulation. I feel like last year it was no DQ,
That's
right?
True, yeah.
So how would they interact with these two?
Well, when it's The Rock coming out, he's the main boss, the final boss, if you will. So he can decide whatever he wants.
True.
So that's our WrestleMania 41 predictions. Anything else that we could add in? I think it's a travesty. I'm going to go ahead and bring this up. That Chelsea Green does not have a match scheduled for WrestleMania as of right now. Something will, I think, happen for her to get on the card, because you cannot...
Selena Vega versus Chelsea Green.
Yeah, I think that might slip into a pre-show or something. And there was a count out. Something, it looked like a botch. I saw on SmackDown from the highlights that Chelsea Green was counted out.
Yeah,
and when she slid in the ring, she says something to Zelina, or Zelina says something to her, because Chelsea's looking at her like, what? And then she realizes that she's been counted out. So apparently that wasn't part of the match. She wasn't supposed to get counted out. And whether you want to blame that on the ref or Chelsea.
It's because she was arguing with the commentators. Like,
right.
She was trying to be more heelish and start arguing with the commentators until the refs just...
Right, but at a ref's job, if he knows that that's not the finish, he shouldn't be counting the 10. Yeah. He should give her time, because she was like right there. So I do think it was part of the match. I think people were just blowing things up lately. But it would be a travesty if she doesn't get on the card. She needs to be on the card. And then we got our immortal Hall of Fame moment. I would be remiss if I didn't talk about Bret the Hitman Hart, my favorite of all time, and Stone Cold Steve Austin getting inducted into the Hall of Fame on top of Triple H and a few others. But this moment, I think it's cool that they're adding some of the best matches now from WWE history. And this was one of them. I'm sure you've seen this match before.
I don't think it's only going to be like matches. I think it's just going to be
moments.
Yeah, like
it says it right there, immortal moment.
Yeah, I could see something like, not like next year because he was in it this year, but like maybe in like the next couple of years we see like Stone Cold brings out a beer truck and starts spraying the ring like from Raw or something.
You know, I'm going to nominate a match for next year, and I do think that they will put this one in as well. Shawn Michaels Undertaker, WrestleMania 25.
Or Rock and Hogan.
Yeah, they could do that too.
Mania.
Thanks for joining us for this latest episode of Headbutt. We will be back next week to discuss our predictions and the results, how it all went down.